welcome to my channel. Today I thought we'd make a nice turtle in this mould that I got from Temu, and I'm going to be using Aqua today to do this. Aqua is an eco resin, so that's a mixture of powder and water. So I'm going to be starting by adding the water, and Aqua is a mixture of 100 grams powder to 35 grams water. There is a little bit of wiggle room in that. You can add either a little bit less or a little bit more. So I've just added a little bit more in this one. And then I'm going to be adding 400 grams of the powder. So now we're going to give this a nice stir and get this nicely mixed in together. Aqua does mix in really easy, so we're just going to give that a good stir, get rid of any lumps. And I do find it's easier to add the powder to the water, and then you don't get any clumps of powder stuck on the bottom that you can't get mixed in. So I do it that way round. So we're going to get this nice creamy mixture, and I did want it a little bit more fluid just so it will run easier down into like the head and the tail and the feet or fins is it on a turtle? I don't know. So we're going to get this nicely mixed in, and then we're going to add some colour to it. I'm going to be using two colours today to give a marble effect by Homeware Designs, and one's called Blue Lagoon and one's called Mermaid. So we're going to start by adding just a few drops of these into the Aqua and then I'm going to add the second one in just random places. A few drops, not too many. Don't want it too like mixturey. And then I'm just going to use a popsicle stick just to marble that in a bit. I'm not mixing it in thoroughly because I want a marble effect. So we're just going to pour that into the mould now. And I'm going to pour in probably half the mixture to start with. And then I'm going to give it a good shake and a wiggle and a jiggle. So that's about half the mixture in. So we're going to give it a good shake now and make sure we've got into all those little details. Give it a good wobble, get rid of any bubbles, squish around the head, make sure there's no air bubbles in there, and the same with the feet, and then add a bit more mixture in. That's looking nice, getting a nice marble effect there. And then again I'm going to give it another little wiggle and a jiggle, a little jiggle and a wiggle. And then we'll just scrape out the last bit of mixture and add that in. And then we're going to give it a last little jiggle around, scrape the bottom of my pot, make sure I'm not wasting any. Get that all in there. Put that to one side, that's all done. And then we're just going to give it a nice little shake and a shimmy, bit of a tap. And then what we'll do is we're going to leave this to cure. Aqua usually cures up within an hour or so, but I'm going to leave this for a couple of hours today just because it's like quite a big mould and I want it to be quite firm for demoulding it later. So I'm going to leave this now to set, and I'll be back in a minute once this is all cured up, and then we can get this demoulded. Right, this is all cured up nicely now, so we can get this little fella out of this mould and see how he's turned out. I can see there's a few bubbles that have got caught under that little lip there, but not too worried about that. It is the underside, but we can deal with that later with a bit of sand in, so I'm not too concerned about those bubbles. So I'm just going to gently prise this little fella out of this mould and and then we can see how he's turned out. So I'm just going to be careful here around like his little fins and bits, because I don't want those to break off, because it is a bit delicate at this point of demold. So we're just going to gently ease this off, and then I need to be like really careful here with the head, because I don't want the head breaking off inside the mould. So just gently ease that off, peeling back the mould there. And as you can see, there is some bubbles under there, but like I said, we can sort those out later with a bit of sanding. So let's pop him out. There, he's out now. So let's take a look. That's come out nice, hasn't it? Those colours are blended really nicely. I like that. There is some shell detail in here. So now we're just going to give it a good sand down. Get rid of any of those rough edges. Aqua cast does leave, like on the base, it does leave quite a rough surface. So I'm just going to go over the bottom of his bottom and get that nice and smooth. So Aqua cast does say to leave it for 24 hours before sanding, but I do find that it's a lot easier to sand straight from demold. You can use water when you're sanding down with Aqua cast, but you can do it either way, to be honest. So I'm going to carry on giving this a sand down just until it's nice and smooth and I'm happy with the finish on the bottom, and then we're going to move on to the next stage. So now he's all smooth, we're going to highlight some of the details in this turtle. We're using a chrome marker pen, because he has got like a shell indent in here, and it is quite hard to see with the marbling. So I'm just going to highlight that using a chrome marker pen. So I'm going to go around all these little indents and give this shell a nice highlight so you can see the detail better. So I'm going to do that and put you on a fast forward, because I did struggle, to be honest, to see some of the detail. I had to keep feeling for where it was. So I'm going to do that, put you on a fast forward, and then I'll be back in a minute.
Beneath the waves you glide so free, in the deep blue mystery, a world so vast beneath the sun, your journey's only just begun. Ancient creatures, slow and wise, in your shell the ocean lies. With every stroke you paint the sea, a dancer in tranquility. Ocean wonders sail on through, the world is wide and made for you. With reefs and caves your secret keep, a dancer in tranquility. Ocean wonders sail on through, the world is wide and made for you. With reefs and caves your secret keep, and depths where silent shadows sleep.
So that's all nicely highlighted now. So we're just going to pop him to one side and let that dry for 24 hours, and then we'll be back to give him a nice coat of wax. So now he's nice and dried. He's been left for 24 hours just to cure. I'm going to be using Clark's Stone and Concrete wax just to give this a good seal and give it a waterproof coating. So I'm just going to go all over him with this wax sealer, and it does bring out like a really nice shine to the finish of the piece, as well as giving it like a waterproof coating. So it does bring out the colour, as you can see, like when you're adding it, it does bring out some nice details in that and gives it a nice finish. So I'm going to go all over the turtle and then give it a good rub in, and then once you've rubbed it in, you can just buff it with the other side of the sponge. So I'm just going to give that a good coat all over, top and bottom, and then that'll be our nice turtle finished. So nice, quick and easy product today. And he's had a nice coat now, so what we're going to do is we're going to leave him to dry out, and that's him all done. So thank you ever so much for watching my video today, and if you want to see more of my videos, then press the subscribe button and give it a like or drop me a comment, and stay tuned for the pictures at the end.
Ancient creature